technical difficulties. Let me come in there. How is everybody doing on this beautiful Sunday the Lord has made? Let me pull up a chair. Y'all pull up one too, because, hey, we're going to visit just a minute, talk about things, see what's going on in everybody's life today. But, let me get this one over here quitting. There's a lot of things going on here. It's a lot of stuff that is electronically challenging for me if it's got electricity, so I try to stay away from it. I'm mostly just a fireman. So we thank you all for taking time out of your busy day to come and join us. And I think...
Our
yes, ma'am.
Video is rotated incorrectly.
Uh-oh. Well, I bet Shannon's going to take care of that, but I'm just going to keep on talking.
Hang on, because I don't...
We're going to see what's happening.
Well, it's going to have you on vertical.
Vertical. That makes me look better?
Um...
I don't know what the deal is.
Okay.
You have to get close, huh? So...
Well, I don't like... Okay, so everybody's like, yeah, it's good to go now, but I don't like having this in vertical. It's supposed to be horizontal. So... Yeah. I'm going to mess with some stuff on the back end. You can just keep talking.
I'll do her. But like I say, it is an honor for y'all to join us tonight. It just makes me and Shannon proud. We've been thinking about doing a live, and she asked me, hey, what do you think we ought to do? And I said, I think I'm going to cook my favorite steak. Now, when you go to talking about steak and steak prices today, beef is at an all-time high. And I'm glad it is, folks. I know so many ranchers out there that... They've come through some hard times in years past, so I'll never really complain about the beef price unless we're selling them and they're way too cheap. But, you know, there's a lot of good beef in the United States, there is, and we're just happy to be able to cook some of it. There's so many different cuts of meat that I have cooked, anywhere from wild game to rabbit to deer to elk, bison, steak, you know, red rind bologna sandwich. I've cooked a lot of that too. But when I go to a steakhouse, so many times when I get through, I'm really not satisfied because I'm thinking I could have come home and cooked that steak for me and Shan, and I think it might have been a little better. Now, I'm not getting down on all the restaurants because I've eaten some really good steaks out there, I have. But this is a method that I use. It's a little time consuming, but folks, when you think about it and think about what steak costs, you want to put your best effort into that, and that's what we're trying to do tonight and bring out the most flavor that we can. But I have cooked so many steaks just over an open fire. And I really like a steak that's got some smoke to it, but also that great sear that you get, whether it's in a cast iron skillet or on a Blackstone or whatever kind of griddle you got. That's what I'm after. I'm going to walk you through this just a little before we do it, but I want to pull this off here.
Ooh.
And see what's happening.
Whoa.
We have a big old tomahawk laying right there. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This right here is a 3.5 pound meat lollipop is what it is. Now, when you buy one of them and you get to figuring 3 pounds and about 5 or 6 ounces there, how many people could you serve with that? Now, if it was just me, I could serve me, Shan, Sadie, Duke, and Major.
Wait,
but
let's see.
Where's Major? Do you like steak? Yeah, Major's a steak hound. And there's Duker. Lulu, I don't even know where you're at. You must be hiding. But folks, you're going to lay down some dollars for this. This is what I call a special occasion steak. And to me, I get to have one every day because I live with the love of my life and we have a party every day here. So it is a great day. God has blessed us with some cloud cover this evening. But also, we have just a regular New York strip weighing, coming in, tipping the scales at 1 pound and 4 ounces. So I took this big old tomahawk out of the ice box about 4 hours ago. And when I pulled it out of there, it was 36 degrees.
Okay, let me stop you because
right.
Miranda keeps saying she's giving me a filming tip. And I'm not filming in shorts. It's the way that the video was scheduled in vertical. So I'd have to change the link that everybody's watching at to do it to horizontal. So we're just watching it in vertical.
We're just going to watch in vertical. Hey, sounds good to me. It'll make me look better, I think. But I took this out about 4 hours ago, pulled it out of the ice box, used my chef temp and stuck her in there. It's about 36.9 degrees. So you need to let this thing warm up as much as you can because it's going to give you a faster cook time, but also it's going to give you a more even cook time. I took this New York strip out about an hour ago and he hasn't been seasoned, but I seasoned this one as soon as I got it out there and it warmed up about 5 degrees. A little lime juice on top. In fact, we'll just go ahead and season this one and I'll just walk you through the process that I did on that big old tomahawk. I had Major squeeze me a little lime juice a while ago. Now, y'all have seen me do this in the past, but if there is some new viewers here, we're not making margaritas, but that would be good. If somebody wants to send one over, me and Shan will be sure and thank you. Give it just a little soak in there. What does lime juice do? Citric acid in here breaks down connective tissue, which is muscle in there too, and it's going to make the meat more tender. But you will not taste the lime juice. You won't. So we're going to do both sides. And Mage, I want to thank you for mashing them limes. It was awful nice of you. And this is just an ordinary steak. Neither one of these are Wagyu or prime because I want to see, can I take a steak that I really want to see, can I make it what I want it to be? Sure, you can buy a Wagyu or you can buy a prime. You're going to spend more money.
Randall said you were really brave to turn your back on the steaks with the dogs.
That is true, all of them. Because if the beag would have done been here, he'd have done had that drug across the yard. So we're going to use our original seasoning. If you ain't got that, salt, pepper, garlic, you're in pretty good shape. But I always like to season from up high. You're going to get a little better coverage. And remember, this is a pretty good sized steak. So people make the mistake so many times of what? Under season and overcook.
Gary wants to know, can you use lemon juice instead?
You can use lemon juice, but I prefer to use lemon on fish or something that's got feathers on it. But won't you season them edges? No, because we're going to coat them, this one and this feller too, with some coarse ground black pepper. Not on the top, because if you really give something a coating of coarse ground black pepper on the side, on the top and bottom, and then you try to sear it, you're not getting the same coverage of sear that you would because that pepper is holding it up off the grill. It is. So make sure everybody gets in there.
Do you have to use fresh lime?
I prefer that, but you don't have to. I've used a lot of lime juice in them little green bottles. They work pretty good. Now, let's don't leave this big old tomahawk out. He would be upset, he would. Now, I got chastised once.
Someone wants to know about salt-free version.
Salt-free. Well,
Products?
in our store, we have our original seasoning that is reduced sodium. It is, if you want to use that. But when I was on Barbecue Showdown on Netflix, and they told me that I had some dirty smoke because the bone was a little black, folks, that was Worcestershire sauce and vinegar, apple cider vinegar that I sprayed on there. If you want that bone to be sparkling, clean white, wrap that. Oh, there is something crawling on me. So we've got everybody seasoned. And folks, this was seasoned heavy about 4 hours ago. Now, good folks at Hasty Bake over here have got the Roughneck Smoker, got our brand on it. You can get a hold of Rich and them. Hell, they'll get you anything in the world. It is running 276 degrees right now. So we're going to give them a smoke bath first.
Look at Duke here. He is.
Duke, are you liking this? So, right here, Mage, is that all right? I don't know if y'all can hear that sound. There's just a little bit of sizzle in there.
Get over there. Get your mic over here so we can hear the sizzle.
Now we got that New York strip in here. We're going to shut the lid.
Should you wrap the bone in foil?
If you want to keep it good and white, it does not bother me at all the way it looks when it comes out. But if you want to keep it sort of a bleached white, I'd give it just a little a little heat there first, and then wrap it with tinfoil. You'll be all right. A little bit of mesquite, little bit of hickory. Thank the good folks at Smoky Woods. I don't want a lot of smoke, but I do want it to get some. So them is cracked pretty well, 3/4 open. The back is running full blast.
Somebody jumped late. What steaks are you cooking?
We're cooking a 3.5 pound tomahawk and a 1 4 ounce New York strip. So go back and you can look about all the seasoning that we did. Always try to let whatever you're cooking, except chicken, come up to room temperature. And I'm gonna sit back down, Shannon, because we like a little bit before that takes place.
Do you give bones to the dogs?
Do I give bones to the dogs? Well, for Beagle, he eat a lot of bones when he is here. Mage ain't got a whole lot of teeth left. Duker never was really good at chewing on something, and Sadie can tear up anything she wants. So I wouldn't mind giving them some of this old big tomahawk bone, but I try to stay away from rib bones, chicken bones, stuff like that, because I'm just afraid one of them gonna get choked there pretty good. So I try to leave that out of them. Now, we're gonna talk about steak. Get this out of the way. Now, while that is going, that good smoke is rolling out of there. We got the Blackstone over here fired up because, folks, that's what we're going to sear on tonight. Now, we can let them steaks go to about 100, I'd say 10 degrees, and then we'll pull them and we'll put them over here, sear them really good on both sides, okay? But we got a little special topping that we're going to put on them, so don't quit me yet because you ain't seen what's going to happen. But I need to know, and y'all can tell me, when you go to a steakhouse, what do you order? Is it a filet, sirloin, New York strip, hanger steak, ribeye? I need to know because, hey, I love me some beef and I like to eat some of all of it, but very seldom do I ever see a hanger steak out here in our part of the world, because really we used to call them the butcher steak, because if there ever was one there, he's going to take it home with him. But if you get a...
So far, ribeye is winning out.
That is good.
We have some New York, some sirloins.
Yeah.
Porterhouse.
Porterhouse is good. I like a porterhouse or a T-bone. Yeah.
Okay, they're coming in fast, but it's looking like ribeye is winning.
Ribeye is coming down the stretch, Izzy. Well, that is good. Bone in or bone out? I mean, a lot of people, now this has been an arguing question that I've asked some of these people that had chef wrote by their name, you know. I'd say, do you think bone gives any flavor? And you know what 95% of them tell me? None whatsoever. Well, I think the bone, if you've got a good piece of meat, is going to render just a little fat off that too, and off that meat, you're going to get some of that taste. But what the bone does too is also a heating element. Is it holding your heat before it gets there, or is it producing more heat on the other side? That's something y'all can figure on. I'm gonna let y'all figure that out on your own, and when you let me know, you just give me a little old question there and tell me the answer of what it is. But don't ever be afraid to cook a steak. Sure, like that tomahawk today, I'm gonna tell you what it cost. You want to, Shan, hold your ears because you probably don't want to know, okay? $64.
For one steak?
That's three.
That we have to cook?
That is 3.5 pounds of steak for $64.
So how many people is that feeding? I mean,
well, you could feed everybody a good 3/4 of a pound and feed 4 to 5 people. So, you know, so if you do your math right, and you've got $64 in a 3-pound steak, what does that come up to? Somebody's got a calculator right there, and I know they do. It's about $18, $19 a person. So you go to a steakhouse. First of all, you got to get gussied up, take a shower. Your wife got to put her makeup on. Then you get in the car. You got to drive somewhere. You done spent $25 worth of gas. And then you get to the steakhouse, and what? You got to buy your drink. You got to get the salad. You got to get the baked potato, anything that comes with it, and then you get the meat. Well, folks, before you walk out of there, it might be anywhere from $70 to $150 before you ever get going. So really, this is not as bad as you might think it would. Now, if this would have been Wagyu, I'm not even going to tell you what that would cost, because I looked at it and I'm thinking, no, I would rather cook this piece of meat than that, because to me, Wagyu is just a little too rich for me. I like the beefy taste that I get from just a good everyday steak.
Now, when you're on the ranch cooking for a crew, what cut do you use?
You know, a lot of ranches, we always set up camp on a ranch on a Sunday, and the cowboys would help us set up camp, which means I got to cook supper, which was always an honor. It was always steak night the first night. So when we would cook them, most of the time it would be a New York strip the first time, and these are usually weighing about 1.5 pounds a piece. And I do them the same way that I'm gonna do them tonight. I'll give them a little smoke on one end, then I'll move them back. And a lot of you might be telling yourself now, he could have just done this on a grill, cooking indirect and then putting it right over the open fire. I have done that a lot. But I like that sear that Blackstone's gonna give, or a hot cast iron skillet when I'm through, to give me that good crust right there on top.
Can I sneak a peek over here?
A sneak a peek in vertical.
In vertical.
Are you ready to vertical?
Okay, wait, let me get ready. I want to get a good like smoke action. Okay, go ahead.
Ooh. I mean, that is something pretty. Now, if you wanted to wrap that bone, now would be the time. It is dried out just a little. You could wrap that thing. You're good as gold.
So how long are you going to be smoking this for?
Till it gets to the right temperature.
Which is what again?
About 110.
Okay.
Now, we've probably been on what? 5 to 8 minutes?
Who's counting?
I'm gonna go ahead and flip these, just so, get them around here like that. And folks, I don't know if y'all, let me give you some of that. Can y'all smell that? I mean, to me, and I was raised with mesquite trees all of my life, and I love to cook with mesquite. But when you can pair it with something, I've paired it with oak before, I've paired it with hickory. Don't be afraid if you want to throw a little fruit wood in there. I'd like to, maybe use some cherry or something like that. But don't go overboard, because too much smoke sometimes can make a bitter steak.
Can you use other, like, what do you like in terms of other smoke flavors and other woods with a steak?
With a steak, oak is pretty good. A little dab of hickory mixed with something. I just don't like straight hickory. I've used a whole lot of red oak, white oak, post oak, but I would probably go with post oak first. I have cooked over some pecan, but to me, you get just a little bit of the oil to it if it hadn't cured out really good. But all in all, I like a really good hot fire. If I'm cooking over fire, it's probably going to be mesquite and oak both.
Well, Robert, thank you. He says bones are for soup meat, and that's good.
Bones are for soup meat. Hey, I'm liking that. There's enough there. We chop them in two. We can make a lot of soup.
Somebody's asking what the smoker is?
Right now, it is the temperature?
No, the brand.
This is from Hasty Bake. We designed this a long time ago. It is our roughneck smoker. Got our logo on it. You can, Rich and them have been in business up there in Tulsa over 50 years.
Good question from
All right.
Miranda. Do you ever forage on the trail and cook what you find out there?
Well, I have cooked what has crawled into camp a time or two. I have. Now, that crawling into camp most of the time was a rattlesnake. I don't hunt rattlesnake. I don't look for them. But this one come, and he was what I call a little ill-mannered, so he become hors d'oeuvres that night. Deep fried rattlesnake is pretty good. If you got a big old snake, and I'm talking something like this because there's a strip of meat down that back, 2 little loin strips, and you can peel that out of there, makes great chili meat, it does. Now, I have had some cottontail rabbit run through camp, and I love to eat a rabbit. We have eat turkey, we have eat quail. I even got time when I was in Wyoming one time to go fishing a little and caught enough fish that we could all have a little fish for an appetizer. But hey, if it walks or it flies, I've probably cooked it, so I don't mind at all. Let me shut this lid down here just a little, because this thing is designed to where when it shuts, it's got some, I'll just show it to you. Ain't now, it's got a little padding right here. When it shuts and latches, it is airtight. Now, I've also done these to where it's just a whole bunch of sirloin or a whole bunch of chuck roast and just pile them up in there, maybe 10 or 12. And then you can just flip them every once in a while to make sure everybody's getting some smoke and some good flavor. Then you can take them out and finish them on the grill. But this is a great way for you to go ahead and bring your meat up to cooking temperature.
Shannon had a good point. Give us a like.
There you go. Give us a like, Shannon. I appreciate that. You know, folks, it really does help our channel a lot. And we may not say it enough, but we appreciate each and every one of y'all as our family. We do. A lot of y'all have commented, and a lot of y'all have reached out to us when we went through some hard times last year and said a lot of prayers for us. And we say a lot of prayers for folks that ask us to when they leave us a comment like that. But don't forget to like it, leave us a comment, but also subscribe. I've had a lot of them in the last 3 or 4 weeks comment say, hey, I was subscribed, but now I'm not no more. Just go up there and hit subscribe again so you can get back on there. You don't miss any videos, because every Wednesday, 2:30 Central, but also Shan puts out a lot of shorts, and we're going to try to start doing these live. So, hey, we're doing good.
Someone asked, could you explain what a chuck eye steak is, and is it actually a steak?
Yeah, okay. Where is, well, I got to have my specimen. Mike,
There he is.
come here, buddy. You got to do a little diagram work here, okay? Come on, buddy. We're going to put Mage up here. Okay, stand right there, little beef calf. All right, now back here, sirloin and stuff, rump roast, all this comes off. Down here, tri-tip. All right, now you got to turn this away. Here, brisket, but you get up here to where this loin is, and it runs all the way up this back, and right at the front, before you get into this, out of this loin, there is the chuck, which is the chuck roast. But there's enough space in here left on that. You can usually cut you some chuck eye steak right at the end of that loin there, and whew, man, they are some good eating. They are for sure.
And Mage got a haircut today.
Yes, he did. Looking pretty sharp, ain't you, Mage? Thanks for the diagram, Mage. Hey, it's okay. But we're just going to see if we're making any progress.
Thank you, Jim, very much. Okay.
See,
what
we're
we
at
got here?
71 degrees here. So when I put it on, it was 57. So we'd come up 20. This one I know is going to be ahead. We're about 80. So
Desert Goat said cattle drive cooking is the best.
that it is. And if you're looking, you ain't cooking. So we're going to shut that
Do
lid
you
back
like
down there.
Rocky Mountain oysters?
Calf fries, Rocky Mountain oysters, prairie oysters. I was raised on them. My dad and I, my older brother, we worked so many cattle for so many people for years that we were always proud to get them. And we had many a oyster fry at our house when we was growing up. I still like them. I remember, I'll tell y'all a funny story. I was catering a bunch at the time. Sometimes I'd use calf fries. Every once in a while I'd get turkey fries. And a lot of y'all might think, what, turkey fries? Yeah, he got some. They just way up high in his back. But I went in the store, and they had a new manager there. And I'd been buying turkey fries from them because they'd order them for me. And I went in there and I asked that young fella, I said, hey, I need to get 50 pounds of turkey fries. And he said, turkey fries? Yeah. He said they quit making them. I said, what? He said they don't make them anymore. They don't have turkey fries anymore. So I finally had to explain to him what was going on so he could order me some. But I've had lamb fries, turkey fries. Calf fries are still the best to me. And, you know, on a ranch, I've seen many of them old cowboys, you know, they just cook them right there on the branding fire, or they just string them through there with a piece of wire and hang them over some coals. I like mine cut up pretty good, and then I like to batter them, and then I like to dip them in something dry, and then deep fry them, and whew, they are some good eating. If you want to look back, when Uncle Roger come and visit us at the wagon, we fried him up some calf fries. This is the first he'd ever seen, but he said they was pretty good, sort of like chicken tenders.
Where do your hats come from?
My hats come from my good friend, I don't know if you can read that right there, Chaz Mitchell Custom Hats. This feller is really good. He has made hats for me and Shan for, I don't know, last 5 or 6 years probably. He's running behind, so don't think you're going to get one quick, but he makes a good hat, he does. But remember, keep an eye on that temperature. Make sure that you're staying up there about between 250 and 275, and that's what we're running today.
Do you use coffee or orange peel in your rubs?
I do have a coffee rub that I really like for tri-tip. I've used some orange zest on chicken, but I really like the coffee rub and what it does, like for either axis deer or even a good elk tenderloin, because when you mix some coriander with that, some garlic, a little onion powder, and everything else that goes with it, and then you put that on there and cook it medium rare on that wild game, whew, that coffee is really good. But you can cook a pork loin too the same way, just rolling that thing in coffee grounds and salt, It'll sear that outside edge and lock in all that moisture. It is pretty good eating.
Someone wants to know if you're going to do a cabrito video.
Cabrito. Well, if I can find somebody out here that has got some good young goats that we could do, and the ground to get soft enough to dig a hole, I'd love to cook me some, because I've cooked it in the past, but it's probably been 30-something years, and it is good eating when you can pull one out there.
Do you prefer grilled or cast iron steak?
Grilled or cast iron? Oh my gosh, that is a hard question. For years, it was just a grilled steak, and I cooked so many boxcar loads of beef on a grill, I have. But I really like to go in the house and get me a skillet that's really good and hot, and just go ahead and sear me a good steak. We have several videos to where we've seared a porterhouse that was great big, or the perfect 10-minute filet, if you'll go back and watch it. If I had to choose right now, I'd probably say I'd rather just sear one in the house. And Mother Nature says she may give us a little weather here, which will be all right, because we're always in need of a little rain out here in New Mexico. We are. The Lord has blessed us with some, but it's been hit and miss in places, so we're always ready for some more.
Does it matter how long the steak sits in the lime juice?
No, I wouldn't go any more than 4 hours, because if you're not letting it sit in just a bath of lime juice, you're just putting a little on the top, a little on the bottom. But if you leave them longer than that, it'll continue to break down that steak, even though it's in the ice box, and maybe you want to leave it overnight. They'll get pretty mushy if you let them go too long. 4 hours is about max.
We got a lot of viewers who saw you on Netflix.
Yeah. You know, when we did that show, and I went down there to have a good time more than anything else, because I ain't going to go if I don't have a good time. And I remember, and they didn't air this part, but I'm going to share it with y'all. They may get on to me for telling you. But both them judges come out there and they said, you know, there's $200,000 worth of equipment up there in that kitchen, and you're cooking everything out here. I said, I'm going to stay true to my roots. That's what I do. And I said, when we're talking about barbecuing or we're talking about grilling something or cooking something, I didn't know you could do it in the house with electrical appliances. I thought you need to do it outside, and that's where I stayed. So, you know, I met some really good people down there. It was good to see some of the crew that I'd worked with before many years ago, but just a great bunch of folks. Had a good time. Was gone about 10 or 11 days. Missed Shannon, the Schnauzer, and the pups really bad, but hey, we back doing them videos and getting after it.
Somebody's confused. They said, I thought you were in Oklahoma.
We were in Oklahoma for a long time. You know, and y'all may know this, we had bought a house out here in Ruidoso and lost it to the fire. And then we found another one and moved out here permanent about November. And we still make some trips back to Oklahoma, here, there, and yonder. We still have some stuff, some people that work for us in Wellington, Texas. So we're back and forth there on occasion. But right now, we out here in the White Mountain Wilderness, and it is a beautiful place to be. Elk come by about every day, and the deer. And I told them, I said, don't fall over in the backyard. You might become supper.
David Jarvis just sent us a gift. That was kind.
Thank you, David, so much.
And Darla. Y'all, stop. Stop doing that.
Thank you, Darla, so much. And hey, I want y'all to know too, I have the easiest job in the world. I do. Shan has to go through all this trouble of making sure that something works. Then she has to do all the editing. And I can remember one time she told me we'd filmed 4 or 5 videos there one week, and it's in July in Oklahoma and it's hot. And I come in there about 10 o'clock that night, and she said, you know, I'm getting tired of looking at you. Now, I really don't know if she meant that on the computer and in live too, but that woman spends a lot of hours in front of that computer. So y'all give her a round of applause. She's the one who does hard work.
Someone asked if we're sponsored by Blackstone.
No. You know, the Blackstone folks sent me that griddle a long time back, and I've used it, but they told me, they said, hey, we just want you to enjoy one. We know you cook a lot. I would tell you, if you ain't got one and you want one, them things is good. They are.
Are we still off for a minute here?
We probably are. We can check.
Because I was going to ask questions.
Oh, we can ask some more questions. Oh, them things is looking pretty. We're going to go ahead and turn this one over.
Ooh. So we're waiting for 100?
Yeah, we're going to get up there pretty close to 100.
Okay.
So this little feller here, he's close as he can be.
Jeff, thank you.
So we're
People
going to
keep sending money.
We're going to send him right over here to the cool side. We may even have to go get some tin foil to wrap him up in. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put him right up here on top of him. He'll be cooler there than he will anywhere else because he ain't got long to go. And I guess we could go ahead and cook him while that other one is finishing and
Well,
show people.
if you don't mind, I'm gonna jump on. I'm gonna switch the camera around
All right?
because I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
While we're waiting on this.
All right.
And everybody's being so helpful, especially Miranda with the vertical video. Anyway.
Could we get out of the smoke?
Oh, sorry. So I have a question since you guys are all diehards. So YouTube changes their algorithm a lot, and we always try to push out good videos and get views. But my question is, when you guys get time, I would love you to drop a comment about what you like about our videos, because as an editor, I want to make sure we're including that. One thing we're going to try to do is make more dynamic intros, so you guys will know right off the bat what it is, what's interesting. Do you like the dogs? Do you like more of the B-roll montage with the music? Do you
History.
like history more? Do you want to see more grilling, more Dutch oven? I mean, just like whatever you want to see, whatever you like. If you can let me know, it makes my job a little easier on how to put things together that you guys will enjoy. So,
Hey, thank you, Sugar.
yeah, so now I'm going to turn it back over.
All right. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. Since we have a whole lot of weight difference in this boxing match in here going on, one's weighing 3.5 pounds and one's weighing 1 pound and 4 ounces, and he's already got to the magic point to where we need to go ahead and think about getting him over here to the Blackstone. So I got 1 zone off and 3 on high. So before we start that, remember I told y'all we were going to have this little magical stuff that goes on top. I'm going to set it right there. I'll show it to Shan here in just a minute.
And I see, hey guys, I see all of your comments coming. It's awesome. And I will, after we get off of the live, I will go through that.
All right. What is that in there? Bacon grease and butter. So we're going to set that over where it can begin to melt. We've got a little thyme and we got a little garlic. Now, if you've got some beef tallow, I would recommend that you use it. I didn't have any for today, but if you'll use some beef tallow and a little bit of butter to make this out of, and just brush it on that steak right there to last, oh my gosh, there'll be people run out of the forest to get it. There will. So we're just going to let this melt. It's getting close. Let me check on this poor little old lonely New York strip, because I know he needs to come off there.
A lot of people said they love the history.
He's about 105, so we're going to go ahead and let that big old tomahawk sit there and get some love. And I'm going to set him right here on this cutting board just till that butter and stuff gets like I want it. But you can do all of this in the house. Just use a cast iron skillet. You got everything you need. In goes just a little dried thyme. Don't take much. After that, we're going to get this garlic gun wound up here. Give it a little dosing in there. Take the back side of that knife. To that, folks, a little bit of the W-Sauce. Justin Wilson, I know you would approve, my friend. This is boiling, so that's all we want. We're going to pull it right back over here. It don't take much of this, just a splash. Just let it sit over here and mind its own business on the cool end right here. So here we go. We're going to give this just a little dab of this butter, since I ain't got no extra butter out here. That way I can rub him around in there. This is a really hot fire. It's not going to take long to do this, but we want to get some really good color on that side. I'm not going to flip him back and forth. I'm going to try to guess it just right. If you've got you a chef's temp, use it, because we're going to let this, I would say, get to about 120 on our finished temperature. And here's what I'm asking. So many people have told me one thing or the other. Do you let your steak rest before you eat it? Now, I know a lot of people that don't, but I've always let my steak rest. That way, when you cut that steak so many times and it hadn't rested, some of that juice runs out. I want it to stay in that steak. I'm gonna let mine rest about 2 or 3 minutes and we're gonna be good. We're gonna let Shan take just a little peek under there.
Ooh.
See that color? I mean, things is happening. Looking for a hot spot, but they're all hot. Let me see if I got this. A little mesquite spatula.
Okay, we are getting a lot of rest.
All
Yep,
right.
everybody's saying rest.
That's what I'm liking. All right, to this top side, remember this stuff I told you we had mixed up? Bacon grease, garlic, butter, just a sprinkling. Give him just a little bath here. Now we're gonna flip him right over here. And that is a hot fire. I got a little more color on there than I would have liked.
Somebody said they'll let it rest in their stomach.
Let it rest as close as you can. Now, for years, this is all I used to check a steak. And the thing you can do with that, let me turn them two down a little, put them together right there like that, feel that muscle. That is medium rare. When you pull this in over here, it tightens that muscle up. That is medium. If you're using them other two fingers, go ahead and lay them out there and let somebody cut them off because we ain't gonna overcook one. It won't take long here. Who wants to guess the internal temperature right now? Somebody get it up there right now. What is the temperature going to be? It's going to be somewhere between 100 and 3,000. So we're going to see. I'm not going to tell y'all. I'm waiting for y'all to guess.
First one said 112.
112,
Are you
okay?
right?
We'll turn the chef's temp to y'all.
Oh my gosh.
They were pretty close.
Pretty close.
Pretty close they were. Now, if you want them edges seared a little, just stand him up there because that steak is continuing to cook as we're going along here. We're going to just...
Our audience is pretty smart. They're
Yes.
guessing pretty close.
They are good people. Okay, let's check him one more time because I think we're nearly there. About 113. A little deep on that side. I'd say we're 115. How many of your people out here like your steak rare, medium rare, and please don't say medium because we just can't hardly do that. Can we, Mage? It's hard on us. Let me get a plate, Mage, because we're fitting to let this and get right over here and rest. That's the good color I'm after.
That's pretty.
We're going to let him sit right here on the table and let him chill out and rest a minute. I'm going to clean this grill up a minute and we'll check and see what that big old tomahawk is.
We got a lot of medium rare fans.
There we go. My kind of people right there. I've cooked a lot of medium steak for people because that's what they wanted. But the longer you cook something, the more apt it is to dry out also. Excuse me, Lou, there's a lot of help in the kitchen, I'm telling you. So let's see what this big feller here is doing.
Oh my word.
We'll just turn him over. 92, about 98. He's pretty close to going over there.
Let me get turned around here and get a really good shot of this. Okay.
It is pretty. We're going to let him go just a few more minutes, Shan. We'll get some more questions while we're letting that New York strip rest. And because, folks, I'll be ready to cut it here in a minute. And I hope that everything is good. But you see at a pound and 3 ounce steak. All right, I don't know how big of eaters y'all are, but surely you could feed 2 people out there.
I mean,
I would think so, pretty easy. And this steak costs $22. So you're looking at $11 a person. I mean, you could have even cooked it in your pajamas in the kitchen. You didn't have to put on your makeup, your mascara, nothing. It would have all been good. It would. I'm going to get a drink if we got time.
somebody wants you to make cologne with the drippings.
Cologne with the drippings?
Yeah.
It would be pretty good. Dooker, you keep an eye on that now. And don't you let nobody get it. I got to get something right over here to spray on this grill. Back up, back up, back up. Good boy. Mage? I'm going to tell you what. For some of the people that weren't here a while ago, when we had the beef demonstration.
And we
Okay.
are not going to cook the dog.
We're
Don't
not.
worry.
Okay. Sirloins back here, okay? Briskets up here on the front. 2 pieces right up here. Tri-tips down here. Okay. Now we get into this loin, and we've got the tenderloin, and then we've got the eye of the loin, which runs, like we call the back strap. Both sides of that backbone. Cutting that tomahawk out of here, leaving the rib bone on it, to be on this side, leave the rib bone on it to where you got this big old steak. And off of Mage, I'm thinking they're going to be like this. Mage, not very big. But always ask your butcher if you need help picking out something or you don't see something in that meat counter that you want, because that's their job. That's what that's what they're there for. But folks, there's also a lot of great meat that you can order online, get it sent to you. And I've eaten a lot of good beef from folks from the Lazy T all the way out to Prescott, Arizona. And certified Angus beef, K4 beef. There's a lot of great beef out there. And I've raised a lot of it, and I think I've cooked every variety that's in the United States. So I'd like to get overseas. If some of y'all are watching from over there in Europe, somewhere over in there, and y'all would like to see the cowboy come over and cook some meat, hey, get a hold of us, because I'd love to come over. I know we got a lot of fans. So, how long is the steak rested? Anyone know? Dooker, do you know? Okay. Here comes that. See that right there? If we had one of Shan's homemade biscuits, or them 2-ingredient biscuits, but we're going to see, does it cut? Oh my gosh. And
Open
then,
it up to the camera.
no, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
look.
not. I'm not. I'm not going to reveal.
We want to see.
Oh,
The people want to see it.
I would say that's pretty close to what I was after. A little pinkish there, but we'll just go ahead and just cut a little bite off here. Cuts like butter, it does. And I have manners. I do. So
5 seconds.
I'm going to cut this piece right here, and this piece right here, and this one right here, and this one. All right. First of all, we're going to give it a quick little blessing. We are. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we come before you, and we thank you so much for all these viewers we have, Lord. And I just ask you just to bless them, Lord. Wrap your loving arms around them. Keep them all safe. Thank you for the steak. Thank you for the pups. Thank you for my beautiful wife. Amen. And let's feed some things. First of all, we're going to feed Shan.
Ooh, thanks.
Then we're going to feed me.
Oh, wow.
Melts in your mouth. But you get that little bit of bacon grease, a little bit of garlic. But since I had all this good help, Meiji, Dooker, Lulu, so let's just cut it down here and see, did things change color any? I think we're pretty close all the way through. And you can see there's a lot of juice in that steak. Is there anybody out there that tells me they wouldn't eat this steak? Because I'd sure eat it if I got the chance. So we're going to leave that one there. It's probably time to check on this big old tomahawk. If we knew where the tongs was. That is a good looking thing right there. It is. 93.
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it, because I'm wanting some of this feller. So don't let me drop it on you, Mage. It's big enough it'd break your neck. Let's listen for that sound as it goes on there.
Hold up. Let me get over there. Okay, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I love to hear that. Now, we could shut the lid, but we ain't gonna, because that is a pretty thing, and I'd hate to cage him up where you couldn't see him. So we're just gonna let him sit there and sizzle.
Someone asked, what's the difference when using lemon and lime juice?
I like to use lime on beef, pork, wild game. Anything with fins or feathers, I use lemon juice. But if you're cooking a lot of chicken breast, folks, be sure and go back and watch some of our videos to where we break that membrane down on that chicken with a rolling pin. That way it accepts seasoning better. But I will tell you this too, if you want the most flavor out of your chicken, cook chicken thighs. They're going to give you the most flavor. We're going to stand this fella up right quick. Sear them edges. I mean, Shan, could you eat one of them by yourself?
No.
It is a pretty sight. It is. If I had my glove, I can use this. We'll just take this here bone, stand him up right here. But you see the color that we have here already? See, did you hear them crows fly by? They said, man, I wished I was there. I'd like to eat some beef. Roll him on this side.
Hey, can people give us ideas of other lives to do?
Yeah, if you'd give us some more ideas of what lives you'd like to see, we'll try to keep this time slot open and try to do these on Sunday evenings. I think it works best for everybody. But is this a good time for y'all? That's what we need to know too. So, Mage, it's time for some of the magic stuff.
Zach wants a dancing live.
A dancing live. Hey, when we cut into this thing and take a bite, we'll do some dancing. We will. But I sure do like this on a steak. I don't know if y'all can smell that, but I know Shan can. That aroma of that butter, little bacon grease, garlic coming off of there. And I'm not going to be afraid to flip this and back and forth and baste, because that's what I'm after.
Guys, that garlic smell.
Yes, it is so good, it is. And this is, like I say, you can do this with any steak you got, whether it's a sirloin or it's a tomahawk. It doesn't make no difference the way you prepare it. Let me back up. This does not make any difference as to what the cut of meat is that we're putting on here. You can use these same methods to cook any steak you got, and I guarantee you it'll work. We're fixing to do a flip-flop again. Whew.
Sweet. Dave says, hey, from North Florida.
How are you, my friend? Hope things are well. All the way down in North Florida, it takes a big board to hold that big old steak.
Are you about ready? Do I need to set?
No, not yet. He likes just a little. We're going to guess temperatures again out there. I've got a lot of smart cooks out there. I need to know what we're doing. Somebody give me a guess. What are you thinking? It was about 96 degrees when we come over here.
Okay.
So,
all right, first one says 107.
107. We're fixing to baste it, and we'll find out. And we got another bitter in the process here.
Oh yeah, like pretty much 107 to like 123.
107. We'll turn this chef temp, because that's one thing about it. It'll register on either side.
Oh!
109.
Nice.
We are looking good, we are. Let's give them edges one more little searing, Mage. This thing, when we take it off there and lay over and let it rest, and when we cut into it, I'm going to cry. It's going to be so good. It is going to be what's happening.
I'm going to get over there.
You go ahead and set yourself, Sugar. I'm fitting to bring him that way here in just a second.
Okay, I want a beauty shot coming on.
I want a little sizzling action, I do. Give him one more little brushing with the leftovers we got in here, which ain't much. Don't that smell good, Duker? Hey, watch that tongue. Get way up here.
What temp is the Blackstone?
The temp is, I'd say it was running maxed out, probably 450 degrees. So me get this off here right quick. Because just like
Say hi to Jackson.
Jackson, how are you doing? I hope everything is well. And we had some people comment the other day, and it made me cry. And they told me and my son love to watch your videos. We watch them every day. And we said a prayer for you this last week on June 7th because we knew that was the day you lost your beagle. And folks, we appreciate y'all being such caring, kind, compassionate people. I know y'all got some pups out there too. They are family. Duke, we got to let this thing rest some more. I'll tell you what, we're letting it rest, Duke. We'll just cut a little bite of this here, and we're going to feed Shan one more little bite.
I'm good.
What?
I'm good right now. I'm working.
Duker, that's so good. How many of y'all's pups have steak for supper on Sunday night? Lulu? There we go. Let me get this one back over here.
Somebody said you left the burner on.
We did. I'm glad people pay attention. Now, if you was at a steakhouse and you ordered this, they would cut it down along this bone, and then they would cut it in pieces here to serve everyone. Now, we'll cut it however y'all want it cut. It don't make me no difference. But see, I don't think that bone hurt a thing right there. Don't bother me the way it looks. So I'm gonna cut him right here, okay? Just so we can
Oh my gosh, that's huge.
get this right here. Now, I'm really wanting to cook this more to the rare side because this, on a ribeye, I prefer them that way. I think there's so much more flavor. So we're gonna do a little quick inching up here and see what this end looks like. I'd say that was pretty close to me. But let's go ahead and get to slicing some of this goodness. And folks, it is so tender. And that is the color I like it.
Can you give us a quick recap
Yeah.
of how to do the steak?
Yes, ma'am. Hang on just a second. And you are going to take a bite of this one, Shan, because the first one was a New York strip. This is a ribeye. There you go, my love.
Oh, wow.
So much flavor. It's a tender cut of meat. Dynamite, out of sight. Due to Michael Jackson. Oh my gosh, that stuff is good, Mage. I'm telling you.
Billy Blair wants a bite.
Here you go, Billy. That's yours right there. I'm gonna go ahead and chew off one end of it. So good, so much flavor. Let me shut this. To give us a recap and walk back through, 3.5 pound tomahawk.
But this can be adapted to any steak,
Yeah,
right?
any steak. It don't make any difference. All right, first thing you're gonna do is get you a lime. Squeeze you the juice. Just put a little on both sides. Rub it in. We're not soaking it in the lime juice. We're just using it to coat it right there. Then we're gonna season. I'm gonna use our original seasoning, and you're gonna season pretty heavy because this is a big piece of meat right here. It is. It's got a lot of texture to it. We need to get that seasoning to penetrate. That lime juice is gonna help it get through in there. Then something this big, I'm gonna take out 4 hours in advance. Set it on the counter above Duker height so the dogs don't get it. Then get our fire ready. Come out here. We're gonna smoke it first. Today I'm using a little hickory and mesquite. Get to about 100 to 110 degrees. Then we're either gonna sear it on this Blackstone or we're gonna take it in the house and sear it in a skillet. Because I've cooked so many thousands of them just over direct fire. I prefer them anyway, but this is probably my best way.
Do you sous vide ever?
We have sous vide, cowboy style, to where we heat our water to the temperature. Then we place our steak in the bag, pour the water that's at the right temperature in a Yeti ice chest that we have warmed up, shut the lid, let it set so long to where that steak comes up to 125, And then I like to finish them with a propane torch. Just whew, whew.
HC firefighter said it's so rare a good vet could bring it back to life.
You know, I don't believe in overcooking one because he done died once. There is no sense in killing him again. Any more questions, Shams? We about to wrap this up, girl.
I just want to thank everybody for jumping on. We haven't done a live
In a long time.
long time.
Yeah.
And we want to do more.
Yeah.
So we need ideas. I need ideas on editing and like just filming ideas, what you like, topics you like, all that good stuff.
But also remember, give us a like on our channel, but share the videos. Put them on every platform you got, but make sure you subscribe because that helps us too. And just remember, always be a good neighbor. I mean, I love every day like it's the last day I got, and I'm glad to get up every morning and do it all over again. And so, what are we going to do? Independence Day is coming up, folks. And a lot of folks gave something, and a lot of folks gave it all. And their families gave that too. They're sort of left behind. But it is with great pride, honor, and privilege that I tip my hat to all the servicemen and women and all the veterans that have kept that old flag flying. I commend you all. Now, folks, we've got a pretty special video coming out this week on Wednesday. Can I just go ahead and tell them?
Yeah, these guys you can.
Yeah,
Don't tell.
yeah. Our 5 best barbecue side dishes. It will make you the king and queen of the backyard. But be sure you watch that video to the end because Shan has a very special thing that she's done for Independence Day, and I think y'all enjoy it. So get up in here close. Come on. I'm going to hold this. If you don't get close enough, I'm going to hit you with it. God bless you, each and every one, and I'll see you down the best steak I ever eat trail.